he said.
That's what he said.
That's what he said.
We've got an update to the position story that we were hitting at the top with the Red Sox. What's going to happen here? And in my mind, it's already getting ugly. Let's run the tweets first, and then we'll get the reactions. We've got 3 for you. Alex Cora on the front office promise of Devers playing third base for the Red Sox. Quote, Chaim, talking about Bloom, is in St. Louis now. That was from a Boston Strong Twitter account. Rob Bradford covers the team. Wrote this tweet. Devers said he flat out won't be anything but a third baseman. They asked him about DHing on Friday. His answer was the same thing that he gave the media. No. Chris Cotillo. Quote here. It was definitely a surprise. I'm somebody that believes in people's world. I take it to heart. It was very surprising they'd suggest that. Since the beginning, I've known this is a business. Each side is going to do what's best for them and what's most comfortable for them. I don't think this was the right way to do business, but I've always known this is a business. I'm assuming I didn't see that this is a quote coming in from Devers, that last one?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, basically saying he took the Red Sox at their word that he would be a third baseman, and now they're going back on it. It's basically what he's saying. Not world. When you said world, it was word. Word.
Oh, sorry. Okay, word. Yeah. But it said word in the tweet, but it is world. This stuff's coming in hot. This is breaking news. Devers was not a good third baseman last year. He was battling a bit of an injury with his shoulder. Even at his prime, he will not touch Alex Bregman at third. We did this debate already. Also, by the way, AJ, remember they were going for Nolan Arenado? What would have happened then? They're going to put Nolan at first base? I mean, same kind of concept here. Obviously, I stand on a different side here, but is this being handled the right way when just a year ago, I dig up quotes at this very time in spring training, quote, everybody knows what we need. Here's another quote. I think they're thinking more in the future, said ownership needs to make an adjustment to help us players to be in a better position to win.
That sums it up. I mean, what Alex Cora said is the quote of the quotes. Chaim Bloom's not here anymore, so guess what, Rafi? You get what you get, bro. You're going to play wherever we tell you to play because he's not going to pull a what's his name, Stroman, and be like, I'm not going to play. Like, he's going to play. So, I mean, he doesn't want to be a DH clearly. So, you're going to claim that no, they're not going to trade you. So you got to play where you play. And right now, that's why Alex Bregman, at least to start, is going to be the second baseman.
Kratz, year 2 of a 10-year contract. Alex Bregman, if it plays right, will be a free agent after this year. There's feathers being ruffled and a balance, but Alex Cora has actually got a lot of power and a lot of might as a manager, right? He's one of those guys that kind of says it with his chest. So how do you think this is going to play out when he's already setting little ground rules here and saying, Chaim Bloom promised you third base. I didn't promise you third base.
It's going to play out really well because Alex has that cachet in the clubhouse. He has the ability to connect with those guys, and he's already done it. If he came in as a first-year manager and said this stuff, whoa, like this is our MVP candidate year in and year out in Rafael Devers. He's now managed Rafi. He has given him probably some platitude on different things, and he has probably been like, hey, you can't be doing this, and he's going to have those conversations. If he says it here, I don't believe, and I don't know Alex well enough, but from what I'm perceiving, I don't believe this is the first time he's told Devers this stuff. And it's okay that Devers says something and that Alex says something. It's up to him to put the best team out on the field and to get those guys to play their best wherever they're playing.
So how does this play out? Have you guys ever witnessed something like this? Would you be disappointed, AJ, if you're a veteran on the team and you just saw your franchise player who's been begging for more activity? It happens to be a guy that plays your position and he's giving them a hard no right from the jump.
Would I be disappointed? No. I'd be like, okay, guys, I get it. Everybody wants to win and everybody wants to play. Of course he's going to say this because he wants to play third base. But at the end of the day, it's not his decision. It's the organizational's decision. So we'll see how this plays out, but I wouldn't be disappointed at all. I'd be like, yeah, I get it. Rafi Devers wants to play third base. Good for him. Guess what? It might not work out.
It's not a player thing. This is just a Rafi Devers thing. Like, this is not like Tristan Casas isn't like, oh man, I hope I hope Rafi's okay with this. Like, players are going to go and get their stuff done, but it's up to Cora to be able to get the most out of their team. Whoever that means, he needs to talk to. If you can't talk to one of your superstars, that could really hurt the team, because that is where the Red Sox will live and die on, is if Rafael Devers has a good season. Other people can't pick up what he adds to this team.
Okay, I got to do role play for a moment because you got to walk me through this because you guys are former players. Who wants to sit in the chair and be Rafael Devers right now while I'm the organization?
I've never been a superstar, so it has to be AJ.
Okay, AJ, come into my office. I hear that you will only be a third baseman. Bregman's a better third baseman. We love you to death. We're signed. You have a long-term contract with us. We paid you more than I think anyone in franchise history. You also blasted us last spring, said we weren't being aggressive enough. This was the guy who we were able to land. All the projections say that we will be at our best and give you the best chance to win this year if he is playing third and you are mixing in with a little bit of third, maybe a little bit of first if you want, mostly DH. I get you're young. You had a shoulder injury that was bothering you last year. Why don't you just mash? Maybe you'll have the year of your life. We're giving you this opportunity. We're not saying you're never going to play the position again. What do you think?
Nope. I want to play third base.
So you care more about playing the position that you want than making the playoffs.
What did they
just
say?
Want to be clear.
Right? Yeah, I'm telling you exactly how that conversation would go. Nope. I want to play third base.
Okay, so you prefer
trade me or bench me.
You're not tradable. It's year 2 of a 10-year deal.
Okay.
So
come
on,
Alex.
Play. You're protesting.
Come on, Alex. You got to come up with
trade me or bench me.
I am Alex. I'm here.
Alex.
Can't trade you. Can't trade you. So okay, I just want to be clear.
Bench me and let's see how that plays out in Boston.
Not benching you. Okay, just want to be clear on
then
whatever
guess
day
what
that
I'm
ends
playing.
in Y.
And guess what I'm playing? Third base. Because guess who said they've already played? They would play second base. Alex Bregman, the guy you signed. He could only be here for 1 year. I don't want to mess up Rafael Devers' mindset because he's going to be there longer. According to what you said, Scott Braun, this was a 1-year deal for Alex Bregman. So you don't want to mess up Rafael Devers for 1 year. Make him go through all this bull bleep for what could be 1 year of Alex Bregman. And then you have Christian Campbell coming. So you're going to take Rafael Devers out of his position he's played his whole life for possibly 1 year, because when Christian Campbell gets there, guess where he's playing? Second base. Guess who's not going to be there? Alex Bregman. Guess who's going to have to be your third baseman? Rafael Devers. You want him pissed off for no reason? No, you put Bregman at second base, see how it goes.
I'm going to keep pushing this. So Yoshida gets traded. I eat most of the money. A team needs a bat. Okay. Christian Campbell's hitting 600 in spring training. We can't not bring him up. He's going to play second base. I need Bregman at third. I need you at DH. And I think we can win a World Series title. Wait, I'm setting up a scenario that's not completely unrealistic. Opening day, AJ playing Rafi right now. Opening day, you show up to the park. I have you written in as DH. Will you show up and give me 4 or 5 at bats?
He's going to play if you put him there, but that doesn't mean he's going to be happy. And you don't want disgruntled players on your team. You don't. And I know Alex Cora has been like a Svengali talking to these guys, and that's cool. But you don't want a guy who's your long-term solution that you signed to be the face of your franchise for the next 10 years to be unhappy opening day.
I just want to be clear then which side you guys are taking, which is fine. But AJ, should Alex Cora have said what he said then? Because wouldn't he have just said, we'll handle it, it's all good? He said, Chaim Bloom promised that. He's not here anymore. I didn't promise him third base. So should he have said that?
That's what he feels. Say whatever he wants. He's a grown man. Say what you want.
If he's willing to fight this fight that you are having. And if I were you, Scott, if I was into Alex Cora and I was going to the superstar to my left over here, I would have said, how bad do you want to win a World Series? How bad do you want your legacy? Because you're going to get your numbers whether we put you at DH or we keep you at third. How bad do you want to win the World Series? And that's how I would have approached it with Devers, because he's been there. That's why he signed back. He got his cash. And I wouldn't have put anything else out there, because he would have had to answer that to my face as the manager to find out where he's at with being able to move. Can I still keep you as a third baseman if this year you're not our third baseman.
I know how these guys communicate, especially
But also,
Cora.
I'm
He
going to tell you
already
this.
talked to him, and Devers said no, and so now he's starting to make it a little public to try and apply pressure, because you will have the fans tilt away from you if you're saying, I don't care as much about wins and losses. I care about my position for 2025.
I'll also say this. Yes, and I'm going to say this too. You know what Rafael Devers is saying? I'm a third baseman. I got a chance to go to the Hall of Fame as a third baseman. Leave me at third base.
Great. I'll see you in 2026 at third base, maybe.
You don't want to lose that year of him, Scott. I'm telling you, it's not worth it. If you don't think
So
Alex
what if
Bregman
Christian
is coming
Campbell
back,
is rookie of the year, the next big thing? Where do you play him?
Well, I mean,
you got to figure it out. What if Trevor Story goes out and gets injured? Can Christian Campbell play shortstop? Who knows? What if
Well
Alex
enough,
Bregman
actually.
comes in and has
Yeah.
a bad year and he opts in for 2 more years? Then what do you do with Christian Campbell? Do you trade him?
No.
I'm just saying, I can play what if all day.
Yep.
But I'm telling you, as a player, when the team comes to you, you don't want your superstar pissed off. You just don't want him pissed off. You don't want him to be mad on opening day, first day of spring training. You just want your superstar to be focused on what he needs to be focused on, which Rafi Devers is go out there and hit homers off Garrett Cole and make his life miserable, right? Make him walk you. Make him,
Yeah,
you know what?
which he can do as a DH. I would just be pissed, honestly, if I'm on the other side. If this is what the decision is from the front office and the team, I would be pissed that he's not at least saying,
if I'm Rafi
I'll do
Devers
whatever's
and we're
best for
playing
the
role
team.
play, I'm pissed this became a public thing and that the front office went and made it a public thing, because I'm like, this. We could have had this conversation behind closed doors. Why is the manager having this with the media? It works. See how players think, because then you know what the player does? The player goes to another player and the player goes, you're right, he shouldn't have said that. And then the next player goes to the next player in that locker room and goes, man, he shouldn't have said that. And I love Alex Cora. So I'm sure there's been conversations that I've already had, but this is how it works in a locker room. Man, right? Am I wrong, Kratz? If when you were in, if you're in New York, right, and if Aaron Boone would have come out and said something about, hey, Aaron, hey, putting him in a spot, guess what Aaron Judge does? He goes to the next player and goes, man, can you believe Booney said this about me? Look at the newspaper. And then that player's not going to side against Aaron Judge. He's going to say, yeah, you're right, Booney shouldn't have said that. And then the whole clubhouse starts talking about it and talking about it and talking about it. And it becomes a thing that it doesn't need to become.
No, you're right. Giancarlo Stanton had some interesting words spoken about him from Cashman last year, saying whatever, he's going to get hurt. And then he bashed a bunch of postseason homers for the team and said, take that. So I do think you can also just play like a stud and then make everyone happy.
Yeah, but for him to be at his best, he thinks he has to play third base. And that's his
so did Eloy Jimenez thought he had to be at his best playing the outfield. And
different.
He kept getting hurt.
Not talking about players.
Close to the same.
No.
Player.
I understand.
We're talking about superstars. And here's the bottom line. I don't know if it even applies to this. Not everybody on the team is treated equally. They're all treated fairly. Superstars are way different. If you're a manager that tries to treat everybody equally, you're going to be a 500 manager the rest of your life. That's how it goes.
You're going to be fired. You're going to be fired quick.
Yeah, you'll be fired for sure.